Hello guys, zip through film history with flashback flicks, subscribe for the ride. Today we'll start off our journey into the world of Monsters Inc. In a world of monsters, best friends Sulley and Mike work for an energy company which requires them to scare children. However, their lives are hugely disrupted by the appearance of a human girl. The film opens with an eerie scene in a child's bedroom at night. As the boy snuggles into bed, the closet door creaks open, revealing a dark figure emerging from the shadows. The boy watches nervously, but his fear turns to relief when he realizes it's just a shirt sleeve hanging oddly. Suddenly, a pair of glowing red eyes appears under the bed, and a monstrous figure rises, ready to pounce. The boy screams in terror, causing the monster to scream back even louder. The monster, panicking, trips over a soccer ball and a skateboard, causing a series of comedic mishaps. This chaotic scene is revealed to be a training simulation for new scarers at Monsters Incorporated. Inside the simulator room, the lights flicker on, revealing the monster to be a trainee named Bile. The evaluator, Ms. Flint, a dragon-like monster, harshly critiques Bile's performance. She explains that efficiency and precision are crucial in scaring children to maximize scream extraction. The scene shifts to the apartment. Sulley, a large, blue, furry monster, wakes up to start his day. Mike Wazowski, his best friend and roommate, is already up and brimming with energy. Mike wakes Sulley up with his usual enthusiasm, reminding him of the importance of their morning workout routine. Sulley begins his workout, following Mike's strict regimen. He lifts weights, does push-ups, and practices his roars. They both watch a TV commercial about Monsters Incorporated where Mr. Waternews talks about the company's mission to collect children's screams to power Monstropolis. After their morning routine, they head out to the work. Sulley and Mike arrive at Monsters Inc. and walk through the bustling lobby. They greet various co-workers and are met with friendly banter. Mike stops by Celia's desk to flirt and confirm their dinner plans. Celia, a monster with snakes for hair, is clearly fond of Mike and responds warmly. After a brief conversation, they head to the locker room to change into their work gear. In the locker room, Sulley and Mike encounter Randall Boggs, a sneaky, chameleon-like monster who is Sulley's main rival. Randall is obsessed with surpassing Sulley as the top scarer and makes snide remarks about his own plans to take the lead. On the scare floor, scarers and their assistants preparing for their shifts. The scene is filled with the sound of doors being brought in and the hustle of monsters getting ready. Sulley and Mike prepare their station, ensuring everything is in place for a productive day. The scarers enter the human world through magical closet doors to collect screams from children. Sulley demonstrates his exceptional scaring abilities. His roars and techniques are unmatched, and he consistently fills scream canisters with ease. Mike provides support, monitoring the canisters and keeping track of their progress. The duo's teamwork is seamless, making them the top-performing pair on the scare floor. Randall, watching Sulley's success, grows increasingly frustrated. He pushes himself harder, determined to outdo Sulley. His aggressive tactics and willingness to bend the rules become evident. Despite his efforts, he remains second to Sulley. After completing scaring duties for the day, Sulley and Mike heads to the locker room. Mike asks Sulley to get some paper from the scare floor because he's going on a date with Celia. Sulley returns to the scare floor to get the paperwork and notices a closet door left on the platform. This is unusual because all doors are supposed to be stored away at the end of the day. Curious and a bit concerned, Sulley opens the door to check if anyone is still inside. He steps into the child's room but finds it empty and quiet, with nothing appearing out of the ordinary. As Sulley inspects the room and turns to leave, Boo, the little girl, slips through the open door into the monster world. Seeing her, he panics, knowing that human children are considered toxic and that having a human in the factory is a serious breach of protocol. He picks her up with tongs and puts her back in the room. He notices that she is standing behind him, so he puts her in her bed and tries to leave. However, he stumbles over her toys. He manages to get out of the room but sees someone coming and runs away. It turns out to be Randall. In the locker room, he doesn't notice that the little girl is hanging on his back. He puts her in a bag and runs back to return her. The doorknob turned. Fearing discovery, Sulley quickly hides with Boo. Randall, unaware of their presence, sends the door back into storage and leaves. Sulley rushes to restaurant to find Mike. Mike is there on a date with Celia May. He tries to explain the situation discreetly, but Mike doesn't understand the gravity of the problem until Boo appears, causing mayhem among the patrons who believe she is toxic. The appearance of Boo leads to chaos in the restaurant. Monsters flee in terror, and the Child Detection Agency, CDA, is called in to decontaminate the area. Amidst the commotion, Sulley and Mike manage to escape with Boo, but not without drawing further suspicion. After escaping the chaos at the restaurant, Sulley and Mike hurriedly return to their apartment with Boo. They are extremely cautious, still believing that human children are toxic, maintaining a safe distance. Boo, curious and playful, starts exploring the apartment, which puts Sulley and Mike on edge. Boo finds Mike's teddy bear toy and begins playing with it. Mike, anxious about Boo handling his toy, takes the toy from her, and she cries loudly. The lights in the apartment surge. The circling helicopters head towards them, and Mike panics. He drops the bear and runs to the window, pulling the shade shut. Mike yells, "Give her the bear." In a hurry, Mike trips on a lamp, rolls into a garbage can, and bumps into a shelf. A stack of books falls into his mouth. Boo finds Mike's predicament hilarious and starts laughing loudly. Her laughter causes a series of electrical flashes in the apartment. The lights flicker, and there's a sudden power cut, plunging the apartment into darkness. As Boo begins to tire, Sulley lures the girl to his room with cereal. He makes an area for her in the corner of the room, but she stays in his bed. Although he declines at first, he eventually leaves her on the bed and heads to sleep on the couch outside. The girl calls him and points to the closed door, showing that she is afraid. She shows him a drawing of Randall, who is her scarer. Sulley opens the door to show her that it's empty, but the girl is still scared. To comfort her, Sulley blocks the door and sits in front of it. She feels safe and eventually falls asleep. Sulley believes she is not dangerous, but Mike believes the opposite. Sulley plans to take her back to her room through her door. The next morning, they dress Boo in a makeshift monster costume and sneak her into Monsters Incorporated. They carefully navigate through, avoiding the CDA and other monsters. They manage to reach the scare floor. Mike steals a random key card and orders the door. However, Sulley realizes that this isn't her door. Her door was white with roses drawn on it, while this one is brown and old. Sulley refuses to hand her over, leading to a loud argument with Mike. They lose Boo in the chaos. Mike, happy she's lost, doesn't want to look for her, but Sulley insists and starts searching for her. As they are leaving, they encounter Randall, who asks about Boo, but Mike misleads him. Sulley then spots Boo and goes after her. Randall notices Mike's appearance in the newspaper with Boo. Mike manages to escape and hides, but suddenly Randall appears behind him, pins him against the wall, and interrogates him. Randall strikes a deal with Mike. He will place Boo's door in the station by lunchtime, and they must return Boo back into her room. Mike and Sulley head to the scare floor to return Boo to her room. When Sulley realizes it's Randall's idea, he becomes suspicious and doesn't trust Randall, refusing to give Boo back. To prove it's safe, Mike enters the room but gets kidnapped. Sulley and Boo hide as Randall captures Mike, stuffs him in a box, and leaves the factory. Sulley and Boo follow, determined to rescue Mike. They come across a wall, and while Sulley searches for a way around, Boo discovers a secret door. They enter and overhear Randall and his assistant. Randall opens the box, finds Mike inside, and chains him to a chair, questioning him about Boo's whereabouts. It becomes clear that Randall's motives go beyond breaking the scare record. He unveils a device called the Scream Extractor. As the machine is about to start on Mike, it suddenly stops. Randall's assistant checks the machine, noticing the cables moving. Randall follows the cables to discover the power has been cut. After reconnecting the cables, Randall returns to find his assistant strapped to the machine instead of Mike. Sulley and Mike gather evidence of Randall's plot. They expose the scream extractor machine and Randall's plans to Mr. Waternoose. However, they uncover a deeper conspiracy as Mr. Waternoose reveals his complicity in Randall's scheme, driven by desperation to solve the energy crisis. Exiles them to the Himalayas through a door. In the Himalayas, they meet the abominable snowman, who provides guidance on how to return to the monster world. Mike blames Sulley for everything, and decided he is not coming him. Sulley, determined to stop Randall and save Boo, leads the way back to Monsters Incorporated. Sulley returned just in time to stop Randall from using the scream extractor on Boo. Sulley picks up Boo's door card key and flees from there with Boo. On the way he met Mike. Together they run to the scare floor. After reaching, they swipe Boo's card key and wait anxiously for a door to arrive. Randall is about to reach them, forcing Sulley to act quickly. He stops the doors from moving by hanging onto the lifter, making his way to Boo's door. Randall climbs up and follows them. They end up in the door warehouse, surrounded by thousands of doors. Everywhere they go, Randall follows closely behind. Somehow, they manage to defeat Randall and toss him through a door, then shatter it to ensure he can't return. Boo's door jerks violently and heads towards the exit. Mike, Sulley, and Boo hang onto the door as it moves. Sulley emerges from behind the door with Boo and steals the door to escape. However, Mr. Waternoose notices him and gives chase. Sulley hides in a room and locks the door behind him, placing Boo's door in the station. And enter in the Boo's room with Boo. Mr. Waternoose breaks into the room right behind him, and he is furious, determined to protect his company. He confesses his crimes, hits Sulley, and tries to find the real Boo. He pulls out the bed to discover it's just a toy. They've been in a simulation chamber the entire time. The CDA agents arrest Mr. Waternoose. One CDA agent approaches Sulley and Mike, revealing herself to be Roz, who has been undercover for 2 years to catch mastermind behind these incidents. She allows them to return Boo but insists on shredding the door. Sulley and Mike bid a tearful farewell to Boo, knowing they will never see her again. Sulley tucks her into bed, hugs her goodbye, and leaves with tears in his eyes. They shred the door, and Sulley keeps a small piece of it as a memento. Monsters Incorporated transitions to collecting children's laughter, leading to a positive and sustainable energy source for Monstropolis. Sulley becomes the new CEO, ensuring ethical practices. After returning Boo to her home, Sulley is left with a sense of loss. Mike surprises Sulley by painstakingly reconstructing Boo's door from the piece Sulley had kept. This gesture exemplifies Mike's deep understanding of Sulley's feelings and their unwavering friendship. As Sulley carefully inserts the final piece into the door, he takes a deep breath and opens it. When Sulley peeks through the door, he hears Boo's delighted voice calling out, "Kitty." The screen fades to black. This has been Recap of the Monsters Inc. movie. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting stories from Flashback Flicks. See you next time.